Good evening. I'd like to call to order the third meeting of the Mayor and City Council on Monday, December 15th, 2025 at 6 p.m. We're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance by Mayor Sydnor.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilwoman Clerk.
Here.
Councilman Cole.
Here.
Councilman Mills.
Here.
Councilman Simmons.
Here.
President Smith.
Here.
Mayor Sydnor.
Here.
You have a quorum, Mr. President.
All right, thank you. Our next agenda item is the approval of minutes for December 8th, 2025, the regular meeting. Can I have a motion?
Mr. President, I move that we approve the minutes from December 8th as presented.
All right, can I get a second?
Mr. President, I second.
Thank you, Councilwoman Clark. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Cole.
Yes.
Councilwoman Clark.
Yes.
Councilman Mills.
Yes.
Councilman Simmons.
Yes.
President Smith.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right. Our next agenda item is a report of the Mayor and City Council, and I will start with Councilman Simmons.
Thank you, Mr. President. And just bring up my notes here. Yes, so it's actually only been 1 week since we last gathered together, but good to be back with everyone. And it's also been a busy week. It's a busy time of year. So last Thursday, the mayor held his reception for committees and commissions that are part of making Laurel work. So whether it's anything from the Bicycle and Pedestrian Committee to the Planning Commission, to all the other Multicultural Advisor Committee, et cetera, that were there. So I just want to, I was thankfully able to be present that night to sort of greet the folks who were there, to express the thanks, but I also want to say thank you to all those who may not have even been present. And also to highlight, it really is the citizens, the residents of Laurel stepping up into those committees to have their voice be heard and to share their knowledge, their expertise that really helps the city run smoothly. So I want to encourage folks, maybe as you're making New Year's resolutions, thinking about the new year, that you take a moment to reflect and say, hey, maybe this is a way I want to step up and get more involved in the city, bring my ideas, my thoughts, my expertise to help make Laurel a better place. Certainly you can visit our website for the committee names that are out there to see what connects with you. You can reach out to the mayor's office to express interest in being appointed by him to one of those. So on Friday was the city's employee holiday party. So there's only a couple times during the year where we get together as many of the city employees as we can to sort of say thank you, to see them all under one roof. It really is quite an amazing sight because often it's just one or two people you might see, but there's a lot of people at work for our residents. And so it was good to express thanks to them on Friday, and thank you for their commitment to excellence for our residents. Saturday, my wife was out Christmas shopping. I had the kids, all four of them, but I did want to use that as a reminder to think small. We're here in the last week and a half maybe of purchasing season, but I want you to think small, which is to think small business. It is gift certificate buying time. And if you're looking for that last minute gift, think about the small businesses in Laurel, whether it's waffles at Gigi's, whether it's a gift certificate to 3-year games on Main Street, or a meal certificate to Carib Express, or Acapulco, or one of our other small businesses on Main Street, and all throughout Laurel. Cleopatra's Winery, another good one. So if you're looking for some last minute gifts, think about the unique things we have here in Laurel and how that might be a special way to share with loved ones either in town or across the country. And then at the end of the day on Saturday, I was able to take the kids to the Las Posadas celebration, which was at the House of Restoration Church on Prince George Street. So that was a lot of fun to have some insight into that Latin American tradition of Posadas, where folks would process from house to house, remembering Mary and Joseph, seeking an inn. Posada is the Spanish word for inn. And so there's a food that the kids love, the ponche navideño, and also the piñata busting, which was a lot of fun. So thank you again for House of Restoration for hosting that, and for the organizers, et cetera, for being a part of that. Last thing, 2 potential asks for you to consider. Remember that our winter shelter, the taking care of our neighbors, where we have a place at the Laurel Multi-Service Center to house folks in these really cold months, and it's getting quite cold. That runs from January to March, and we're still seeking volunteers for overnight or check-in to be able to staff that. There's folks who have already stepped forward, but there's still open slots. So maybe, again, as you're thinking and enjoying the warm home, also say, is this a time to maybe step out and volunteer to do that? You can reach out to the Laurel Multi-Service Center, and they can help you with details on how to volunteer in the winter shelter. And lastly, Laurel High School Choir right now is in a regional competition as the Christmas choir, and so they need our help. You can go to Wash FM's website. You can vote every day between now and I think it's the next few days, and every vote on every day counts, sort of like American Idol style. So please check out Wash FM's website. Look for the Christmas Choir competition logo. Click on that, and let's give them some support. They're an awesome choir. I've heard them perform many times, and they definitely deserve it. So thank you very much. I return the floor to you, Mr. President.
All right. Thank you, Councilman Simmons. Next, we have Councilman Mills.
Thank you, Mr. President. So, might be brief. Also, like with Councilman Simmons was mentioning about the multi-service center. Let me first start off saying hello to everyone. Thank you for being here this evening. I hope you're staying warm. So went around was collecting socks for the homeless. It's a small thing that we might think it's a great thing to them, and especially in this time. Some of us probably wearing 2 pairs of socks right now. But we took a bag of socks over to the multi-service center because they collect all type of clothing items, and we could donate. And that was on Friday. That was last Friday. And then Saturday, right here at the Reefs Across America. And thank God this year wasn't so cold this year. But that was a great event, a crowded event, and that'll be it, Mr. President. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilman Mills. Next, we'll have Councilwoman Clerk.
Thank you, President Smith. As Councilmember Simmons indicated, it's only been 1 week, but it's been a busy one. On December 11th, I had the pleasure of attending the mayor's holiday reception for our committee members. It was wonderful seeing so many volunteers and former elected officials who continue to serve and support our community. That same evening, I caught Laurel High School's winter holiday concert at the Laurel High School, beautifully led by Director Kevin Lewis and the choir. As Councilmember Simmons mentioned, Director Lewis told me that, we've been voting for them for quite some time. However, if they win, or when they win and go to the next round, they will be performing in Tyson's Corner on December 27th. So if you have free time, please join us and go out and root for them. Later on that night, I wrapped up at the Prince George's County Municipal Association's holiday reception, where I connected with fellow local elected officials in my role as an at-large board member. Saturday, December 13th, started at Ashley Stewart's in the town center for what was scheduled as their grand opening. though it looks like they may have moved it to a later date. Please follow the Town Center at Laurel for updates on the new date for the grand opening. From there, I attended Wreaths Across America at Ivy Hill Cemetery, honoring those who served, including both of my grandfathers, uncles, cousins, and friends. Their mission says it best: remember the fallen, honor those who serve, teach the next generation the value of freedom. Thank you to everyone who has served. The day concluded with Shop with a Cop, where our officers walked side by side with our local children and families, giving each child $200 to shop to their heart's desire. Thank you to our police department for making their holiday dreams come true. Sunday was my final community outing for the week. I spent the late morning and afternoon at Station 10 with the Laurel Rescue Squad and Fire Department, helping set up, sort, wrap, and bag over 150 gifts for local children and families in need. The teams will deliver them next week. If any family would like to sign up for next year or donate toys, wrapping paper, bows, or supplies, please contact Clyde or Kathy at the Laurel Rescue Squad. As I close out my report, I want to wish everyone happy holidays if you celebrate, whether you're celebrating Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, or simply enjoying time with loved ones. May this season bring you peace and joy. Oh, and congratulations to the Navy on your win. But go Army, because my cousin plays for West Point. Thank you all for being the best part of Laurel. If you have any ideas, concerns, or questions, please feel free to contact me via email or telephone. My information is on my website page. And thank you. That now concludes my report, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilwoman Clark. Next, we'll have Councilman Cole.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, everyone. Again, I'll be brief. I was at a lot of the same events that you've heard mentioned here tonight, so I won't mention those, just the ones that we haven't heard about. This past Saturday, I attended the Laurel Historical Society Holiday Home Tour. For those that have not attended before, it is a great way to go into some of our old homes here in Laurel. Many of the homes were built in the 1800s, so it was nice to be able to go in and finally see what that house down the street looked like. Some announcements for upcoming events. This coming Wednesday at 6:30 p.m., the Pride Day Planning Committee will be having a final meeting of the year to go over the fundraising schedule for 2026. Also next week, on Monday the 22nd, Parks and Recreation will be having their indoor holiday movie at 6 p.m. at Partnership Hall. They will be showing Elf, so for everybody that's a fan of Elf, it is a free movie, and there will be concessions for sale while you're there. Parks and Rec has some of the best popcorn in the city if you haven't had it before. Also coming up, it is the holiday season, and with the holidays means there are changes to your trash schedule. So if you have a Thursday trash day, your day will be Wednesday the 24th or Wednesday the 31st. Friday trash will continue, and there will be no bulk trash or leaf removal the next 2 weeks. As we go forward, we don't have a council meeting until the first Monday in January, but we do have Christmas tree pickup will be every Wednesday in January, starting Wednesday the 7th. And then just a final thank you to Parks and Recreation and Public Works. It snowed the last couple of weeks, and we were able to get it cleared, and we were in good shape without much ice. So thank you to those departments and anyone else that helped with snow removal that I don't know about. And with that, happy holidays, everyone.
All right, thank you, Councilman Cole. I'll go next. All right, so I've attended some of the same events they went to as well, but I wanted to issue an apology. So on Saturday, December 13th, the city hosted the Wreaths Across America ceremony. I was scheduled to represent the city, but unfortunately I experienced some car trouble that caused me to be late. And I want to thank Councilwoman Clark for taking my call last minute when she was on her way there to turn around and pick me up because I wasn't able to move my car. And I was able to get there, and I also want to thank Councilman Cole for at the last minute accepting to speak on behalf of the city. You know, although I was able to get there at the time before the speech was to be made, I didn't want to interrupt the order as it was already going on. And I definitely think that's what teamwork looks like, you know. And I just wanted to make sure Councilman Cole knew that. I appreciate that as well. I want to also offer my sincere apologies to Ms. Lisa Wright, Ms. Krista Lindsay, and our Wreaths Across America location coordinators, and of course, Director Bailey, who's our city Wreaths coordinator, and to everyone who attended. Please know that I have the utmost respect for our veterans, their families, and the significance of this event, and I would never intentionally do anything that would detract from trying to honor their service. All right, and Lastly, I attended, again, I said I attended the same events they did, but I was at the Multi-Service Center for the toy drive they did with Brazen, and that was a wonderful event where they partnered with the Laurel Elementary, and they took care of some of the students there in the classes, and to see the smiles and joys on the faces of the children there during this time, it can be hard. It was heartwarming and a beautiful sight to see. So I want to thank the director of the Multi-Service Center, Marshall, for the work you're doing over there. A lot of thought put into having that event put on. Of course, I partnered with that toy drive years before, but the thought process of making sure kids that genuinely need it receive something, that meant a lot to me. And so thank you for doing the work you're doing. And lastly, I attended the Spanish Heritage event, and I can't pronounce the name correctly, so I didn't want to attempt. And I hit my first piñata, and that was great. I've always wanted to growing up, and so I was able to be there with Councilman Simmons, Councilman Cole, and their Councilman Simmons' children. And I got in line with them, and I took a whack at it. So it was a great time, and I'm looking forward to the city doing something with them, and of course, us celebrating everyone. So that concludes my report. I'll move on to Mayor Sydnor.
Thank you, Council President Smith. Good evening, everyone. I just want to start off first. I'll say Happy Hanukkah. Hanukkah is celebrated on December the 14th or December the 22nd. Had the opportunity to go to a conference, anti-Semitism. We learned a lot about how to recognize anti-Semitism. We are a very diverse community. All is welcome. We just want to say Happy Hanukkah once again. Also, Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa is another celebration that happened on December the 26th and January the 2nd. A tradition of African Americans. So happy Kwanzaa, everybody, as well. And happy holidays, whether you celebrate Christmas or Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. It doesn't matter. We're all one community. We welcome everybody. We're all inclusive community. There's a lot of events happening over the city with people giving back to our community. Really appreciate that. The Laurel Police Department buying toys. Director LeBlanc, we're partnering with other organizations. Laurel Volunteer Fire Department. It's just so many different organizations coming together during this time of year. I'm just really grateful and thankful to have a city that support one another. But also just remember that this is 365 days a year. Let's support each other all year round as much as we possibly can. We don't have to wait till Christmas or Thanksgiving to recognize each other or respect each other's beliefs. Let's continue to do that all year round. I really appreciate that. Also, I just want to thank Miss Lisa Wright for organizing a Reef Across America. She's been doing this for several years, but along with other volunteers, we really appreciate that. But tonight, I want to celebrate some young folks. You know how passionate I am about workforce development, our young people. So I'm going to come down to the podium and recognize the young people we have in the audience today. First, I want to recognize, I mispronounced the name already. Come on, young man, come on. You're going to tell me I pronounced your name correctly. And you're going to tell us who you are, too, and what grade you're in. So come on here and say your name correctly. I won't mess it up.
My name is Erasmus Ozo, and I'm in 12th grade in Laurel, and I go to Laurel High School.
Okay, and what program are you taking in Laurel High School?
I'm taking the Cisco Certified Network Technician program.
All right, cool. So stand right beside me. Okay. All right, the reason I brought him up because I started this program last year, all about workforce development, and what it is career technical education program. The Maryland Youth Apprenticeship Program, they want folks, businesses, to hire young people to take these programs in high school. And it's 450 hours. You got to pay them $15 an hour. And the city of Laurel created 3 departments, three jobs through our career technical education. One is in our mass communication department, one in our DPW, and one in our Cisco program. This young man, Ismail, is in that program. So we want to give our young folks opportunity to learn valuable skills, prepare them for the workforce to leave high school, whether they go to college or not, or take a certification that way they have some experience working in the workforce. And he's doing a great job. His director, Cornwell Shields, say you're doing a great job. You're cutting work on time, and we love having you here. So I just want to recognize you, let you know that the City Council approved of this program. And so I want to thank the City Council once again because, once again, as a mayor, we can have all kinds of great ideas. Without the backbone, the City Council approving these projects, it'd just be a thought in my mind. So I know you can graduate on time, and we look forward. How many hours you got left?
About 200.
Oh, so you got a lot of time left. Cool, good, right. So we just want to recognize you, let the city know, let the city know what we're doing with these young folks. You know, so he's in the 12th grade, he's learning the job, and things he's learning in school, he get to come here and work on those same things right there. So we're really grateful for that. So thank you, young man. I just want to recognize you in front of the city council. Appreciate it. And another program we started, once again, right, we're all about workforce development, putting our young folks in a position. And when I first became the mayor in January, it was my first conference as a mayor in January 2024, and I met a vendor from Alpha Drones. They was talking about how young folks can fly drones. You know, the money was for grown folks. I said, you know, I want to get our young folks that experience as well. And so you have to be 16 years old to become a certified drone pilot. And so after a year process, I want to thank our lawyer, Ms. Anderson, our director of finance, Ms. Sara, and of course, the city council once again, because they put this funding in this for us to approve this. So these three young people we're going to recognize today, right? They took a 12-week online course with Alpha Drone, very intense course. And once they complete the course, they can set and take the license, take the certified exam, become a certified level 1 drone pilot. Two of the young folks that took the exam already, they passed. Another young man, he's going to take his in a couple of weeks or so, and we're quite sure he's going to pass as well. But that's not the issue. The problem, not even the issue. They complete this 12-week online course, and they're ready. They flew the drone. I watched them. Some confidence. This is one of my high moments as being the mayor, creating this program, let these folks complete. So right now, we're going to recognize, I'm going to read the citation. All of them going to say the same to all of them. But first, I'm going to say, certificate of recognition presented to Nelson Pablo, in recognition of successful completion of the City of Laurel drone program in partnership with Alpha Drone USA. This certification honor your commitment, dedication, and achievement in completing hands-on training in unmanned aircraft system, aviation safety, and responsibility drone operation. Your accomplishments reflect a strong work ethics and promising future in an emerging aviation and technology field. Presented December 15, 2025 by Mayor Keith Sydnor. Well, I'm going to come up now, and then we're going to take a picture with the rest of the city council as well. Congratulations, young man. All right. So you can stand right here. The next one is to say the same thing. Yasser Ali. How you doing? Okay. You can hold it. Got it? Okay, you can stand right there. I'm going to take a picture of it. And Robin Woods. Robin was our star because she did a news interview with the channel, I think it was, I forgot the news channel, but it was on the local news, and we got a lot of broadcasts there. So Robin Woods, come on up, please. How you doing? Good. Good. Okay. So Robin and Yasser already passed the test. Robin took the test this weekend, and Yasser took the test last week, and Nelson's up next. In a couple of weeks or so, he's going to take his test, and they're going to be certified drone pilots. So I want the city council to come up and take a picture with them as well. Right.
I don't know.
What camera are we looking at?
All of them?
Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So, y'all set the example. So when I go back to the city council for more money for a STEM program, y'all are a prime example that it works. So thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. That concludes my report, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. All right. Next part on our agenda is the general public hearing. Each person, of course, has 3 minutes to speak. Please state your name and address for the record, and I will go down the list. and I will open the public hearing at 6:23 p.m. All right, and I have 2 people signed up so far. First, I will call Brian Smith. Is there Brian Smith? Come down. Just right. No. Oh, you don't want to face us. Face us. Yeah. Oh, no. You, behind the dais. Yeah, help him out. Sorry about that. We should have said that up for you.
It's okay, boss. Ready? So good night, everybody. The mayor, the president, everybody. So I have a question I want to ask you guys. My name is Brian Smith, and my address is at 8301 Ashwood Boulevard. In that building, I have some terrible mice problem over the last maybe almost 2 years now. But at first, I know that mice are almost everywhere. But this one is getting really out of answer, really bad. Even the night sometime I was sleeping, I've been scratching inside the walls. Sometimes I have to get up and knock at where the sound is coming from. It's terrible. I don't know what you guys can do to help me. Situation is not good, sir. I'm really feeling bad about the situation. I let the maintenance guy, because they change like so regular, I told those guys about what's going on. I may put 1 and 2 little traps. It's not getting better. I've even some photos on my phone, like 3 and 1 glue sticker, 2 and 1 the same glue sticker. It's not good for me, sir. So I don't know who can assist me. Where can I get some strong and fat assistance from? I would like it. It's terrible. Go to work in the morning, take 2 buses, sometimes 4 buses to get home back. Sometimes I reach home after 10, get a shower, need a good night's sleep to go back to work in the morning. I cannot get that. Not getting a good night's sleep, preventing me from sleeping. As you can see me now, I'm tired. I work in Rockville. Sometimes I do the double shift. I work with a lot of elder, 104, 103 years old. I need rest. That's what I'm not getting. These mice is giving me hell. So I don't know who can assist me. So I'm really assistant. I'm standing here, I'm shaking, man. Need some assistance, I can't sleep. Ordinance is giving me hell in my own apartment. I'm paying for $1,600 every month. I work almost 3/4 of that in 2 weeks. It's terrible. So I don't know who can assist me. Anybody at all, I would really like this assistance. Thank you so much for hearing.
Thank you for that, sir. Next, we have Dori Olacia. Is your mic on? And please just state your name and address for them.
Good evening, everyone. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Dori Olaseha. I've actually been here a few times to talk about this situation. I, too, used to be a resident at the building that Brian just discussed. I'm back here now, once again, kind of in reference to what I discussed the last time that I was actually here. This time, I actually have the documentation to collaborate on what it was that I spoke about. So I'll just get to it. So I am submitting this statement to formally challenge and correct multiple false and misleading claims made by the mayor in a public press release statement dated October 28, 2025, regarding health impacts on residents and the compliance status of my former apartment building. False statements regarding emergency room visits. In the press release, the mayor stated that the city contacted the Laurel Emergency Room and was informed that no residents from the 20707 zip code sought emergency treatment for breathing-related issues between August and September 2025. This statement is false. I personally was admitted to the emergency room on September 11, 2025 for shortness of breath and breathing difficulties. This is a verifiable medical encounter. When I later informed the mayor of this fact on November 24, 2025, he doubled down and insisted that the information in the press release was accurate and that the hospital confirmed it. I subsequently contacted the emergency room directly and was informed that they did not provide the city with any such statement denying respiratory-related visits or breathing-related difficulties. Therefore, the claim that the hospital supplied this information is inaccurate. Additionally, the Laurel Independent, a publication partially funded by the city, reported that I sought emergency medical care in September 2025 for breathing difficulties, directly contradicting the mayor's public statement. False statements regarding building cooperation and compliance. The mayor also stated that the apartment building in question had been fully cooperative with the city inspectors. This statement is demonstrably false. The city of Laurel issued the property a correction order on September 23, 2025, requiring asbestos testing throughout the entire building and a comprehensive indoor air quality test for the entire building. The compliance date was October 9, 2025. The building did not comply by that deadline. Despite this, the mayor released the October 28, 2025 press release after the compliance date had already passed, portraying the building was cooperative. Furthermore, on November 13, 2025, the city fined the property $5,000 for failure to comply with the correction order issued on September 23rd. So because I don't want to pass my 3 minutes, I just wanted to actually show the documentation because the mayor doubled down and said that no residents had been to the Laurel Emergency Room for breathing-related difficulties. My documentation is right here, and I'll be willing to show it to everybody here. September 11th, 2025, I was admitted for shortness of breath and other respiratory-related issues. There was also a correction order that was given and a citation was given. The correction order compliance date was actually given well before the press release date was actually released. So that's just to, give the actual facts of the matter and actually have the evidence for anybody that would like to see it.
Thank you, Ms. Dory. Seeing that there's no one else signed up to speak, I will close the public hearing at 6:31 p.m. All right. Our next agenda item is the second public hearing with possible action on ordinance number 2052, an ordinance of the mayor and city council of Laurel, Maryland to amend Laurel City Code, Chapter 11, Planning and Development, Article 3, Affordable Housing Program, Section 11-53, for sale affordable housing to update and supplement the for sale housing requirements and providing for an effective date. Here we have presenting Director Jay Mishi. You have the floor.
Thank you. Good evening, Mr. President, Mayor, and members of the council. Before you once again is ordinance number 2052 as required by the City of Laurel Code, providing legislation to amend the City Code, Chapter 11, Planning and Development, Article 3, Affordable Housing Program, Section 11-53, for sale affordable housing. This proposed ordinance will update the code in meaningful ways that will benefit our community and future residents. Updates include reducing from 50 to 20 the number of dwellings required to trigger this section, thereby ensuring that smaller residential developments are doing their fair share of the work to make affordable housing available in Laurel. Clarifying that the 8% of dwellings required to be affordable will be rounded up rather than down if 8% is a fraction. For instance, in a development of 20 houses, 8% is 1.6 houses, and the developer is obligated to have 2 affordable homes rather than being able to round down and offer only 1 unit. Amending who is eligible to purchase affordable homes from people whose income does not exceed 60% of the Prince George's County area median income to people whose income is in a range from 50% to 70% of the area median income for the Washington, Arlington, Alexandria, DC, VA, MD statistical area, as determined by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development's annual income limits documentation system. This means that a four-person family is eligible in 2025 if their annual income is between $81,950 a year and $114,730 a year. These figures are typically available on April 1st, so the income limits can be thought of as working on an April through March year. The source of data is changed from the Maryland Department of Housing and Community Development. Providing additional specificity in the pricing relationship between affordable dwelling units and market rate units, empowering the city's Department of Economic and Community Development to approve such pricing arrangements, and encoding a plain English sample. We're going to talk more about that section in just a minute. Adding language regulating how affordable dwelling units are positioned throughout the development to ensure that there isn't a quote-unquote low-income neighborhood within the development. This language also means the developer or HOA can't purposefully neglect affordable dwelling residents by offering different or lesser service to a particular area or street. Requiring that all affordable units must be at least 80% of the size of the smallest base model within the same development, and preventing developers from assigning affordable units to small or unusually shaped lots. The Planning Commission has the authority to determine the issue of lot shape and size. Stipulating that affordable dwelling units be similar in architecture, materials, colors, and other external features, so they are visually indistinguishable from market rate units. Ensuring that the number of bedrooms and bathrooms is no less than the number of bedrooms and bathrooms in the smallest base model of market units, and that residents of affordable units have full and equal access to all amenities. Changing from dwelling units being affordable in perpetuity to being affordable for a term of 30 years, and limiting the sale price for any listed affordable units to the purchase price plus an adjustment for inflation subsequent to the purchase date. Requiring the pace at which affordable units must be ready for use and occupancy relative to the pace at which market rate units are. Clarifying the property owner's obligation for recording covenants, including any age restrictions, and prohibiting refinancing of an affordable unit for an amount greater than the amount originally borrowed for its purchase, which must also be recorded among the covenants. I said we would be talking about Section C again in a moment. Since the previous public hearing, the language was clarified in Section C to specify that the maximum price of each affordable dwelling unit in the development shall not exceed 70% of the average price as advertised for the base price of the same market rate model. The example included in the ordinance is also updated. The initial draft of the ordinance put the price of the affordable units at 30% of the market price instead of the intended 30% off the market price. A 30% discount off the average market price means the unit is within affordability guidelines for folks earning a living in professions such as first responder and teacher. If there are any questions regarding the proposed ordinance, legal representation is available to discuss. Thank you, Mr. President.
All right, thank you. I will open the public hearing on this at 6:37 p.m. and I will move on to discussion. Seeing no one, do we have anyone signed up to speak since? No? All right. So I'll move on to the council for discussion. I believe Councilwoman Clerk, you want to start?
Yes, sir.
right.
I didn't want to proceed. Did you want to close the public hearing? You okay? Or leave it open?
Leave it open.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to make sure I followed what you needed. Thank you, everyone. Good evening. And thank you, President Smith. I just wanted to provide some background and tell you a little bit more about my recommended amendments to Ordinance number 2042 to make our legislation a little bit more robust. As you know, Governor Moore has called Maryland's 96,000 unit housing shortage a crisis that cannot wait. He passed the most aggressive housing package in state history, backed by $115 million in increased funding that will create 5,100 new housing units and lift 1,473 families out of poverty. Just this October, the state invested $36.8 million to create 1,275 affordable units across 8 counties, including Prince George's County. I took the time to research what other localities within Maryland, county initiatives, and state programs are doing to ensure that we're making this ordinance up to date as possible and filled with opportunities for our residents. My amendments aligned our ordinance with the proven strategies. I proposed 4 specific amendments that are highlighted in the ordinance that all council members and the mayor have received. First, a state alignment statement. In the actual ordinance, whereas clause explicitly connecting this ordinance to Governor Moore's housing initiative. This reminds us of the intentionality behind what we are including in this legislation, to access state funding and demonstrate that we are a part of a coordinated statewide strategy. Second, increasing the affordable housing requirement from solely 8% to offer a range between 8% to 15% for certain income thresholds. This will not only better serve the range of residents who need affordable housing, from our lowest income families to working professionals, but it will offer an opportunity to developers to select the lowest requirement or be even more generous if they choose. Third, requiring 12% affordable housing for developments within 1/2 mile of a MARC or metro station. This recommendation aligns with Governor Moore's legislation, which gives us a 30% density bonus to transit-oriented developments with affordable housing. When working families can access jobs without car ownership, they save thousands annually, which can make a difference in whether they choose to live in Laurel or if they choose to live in another municipality. Fourth, incentivizing nonprofit developers, which we often forget, with expedited permitting and possible waived fees when they commit to 15% or more affordable units. The governor's legislation does the same, creating the Maryland Community Investment Corporation to unlock federal funding for mission-driven developers. By aligning with state policy, we then position Laurel to access more of these resources and funding. Additionally, I'm working on further amendments in the future to incorporate tiny home communities into our affordable housing framework. Baltimore City, Frederick County, and Prince George's County are already doing this. Governor Moore's Housing Starts Here executive order specifically calls for innovative housing solutions. Tiny homes offer genuine home ownership, pathways for seniors downsizing, young teachers, veterans, and working families who don't need or possibly cannot afford traditional large homes. Together, I believe these amendments will align us with millions of dollars in state funding and elevate this ordinance from regular compliance into a genuine tool for opportunity. The state has given us a roadmap and resources, and I would love if we can use them. I'm asking for your support on these amendments to strengthen this ordinance so it actually serves the people that are counting on us. Thank you, President Smith.
All right, any more comments from the council and Councilman Simmons?
Thank you, Mr. President. And just to share a couple of thoughts. My initial thought, just to open with, is based on information that was sort of shared and came up last week, as well as discussed over this past week. In my mind, our legislation is close, but not quite where it needs to be to come to a vote yet. So I would support a motion to postpone until our January 12th meeting for an actual vote. Some of the thoughts that I'm still cogitating on and want to try to clarify for myself further. Originally we had been working under a pricing provision around the 30% of market rate, but with the change to what is the appropriate pricing level, and what also keeps us harmonized adequately with the area in order to encourage development, we wanted to revisit that, and that why there was a change introduced Wednesday of last week. I want to continue. In my mind, there's a link between the price as well as the income range that could afford that price. So if we're moving the price, in my mind, it may also warrant reconsidering the income range that can afford that price. So I'd like to maybe just chew on that a little bit further for myself. And in preliminary of my own research into some of the affordable housing legislation, the price assigned to a particular unit is often tied to a person's income. So if somebody qualifies, for instance, at 70% of area median income, that actually drives the price and is linked, as opposed to being the price being separate from their income. And that makes sure that applicant, once they're in the home, they actually have an income that can sustain them in that home for their future. So for me, in my mind, part of what's at stake here is ensuring our city doesn't adopt a policy position that completely discourages development altogether, but with developers having other places to go, but also achieves our goal and our purpose of making housing affordable. One other small amendment I've suggested as well, I think last week, is for the resale price provision, we might more closely correlate that to the assessed value of the home so that the property owner, once they're in the property, can participate in the market appreciation of their unit. Originally, I had proposed making that inflation, but the market, real estate market moves out of sync with inflation often. So, and there also being some other suggestions from other members of council, which was received on Friday, evaluating how this aligns with the governor's housing initiatives. In my opinion, we've got some things that are very good here, but would definitely be made better with a little extra time and consideration. That concludes my comments. Thank you, Mr. President.
All right, any more discussion from the council?
Mr. President,
Sure.
I have a question for the director and the clerk. Looking at item number, or subsection C, when we're talking about the percentage. Director, can you reread what you presented earlier? It didn't seem to match what was in our packet tonight. I just want to make sure it's clear before we vote on it. The way it's written now, it says the maximum price of each affordable dwelling unit in the development shall be equal to 70%. So that means that they can't be less than 70%?
I'm going to reach out to the clerk here for a moment. When I made my notes, I was basing it off of what I thought was a copy of the ordinance that I received from her, but I may have absolutely been reading something that was not the most current.
Okay, I just want to make sure that it's getting to the right intent. If it's meant to be equal to 70%, that's fine, but I feel like if they wanted to be less than 70%, but right now, the way it's written, it has to be equal to 70%.
You said C?
Yeah, see on page 4 of the packet.
I have, the language that I have for C is the base price of each affordable dwelling unit in the development shall not exceed 30% of the average price as advertised for the base price of the same market rate model, or if the affordable unit is not related to a market rate model, then to the market rate model to which it is most closely related, all as approved by the city's Department of Economic and Community Development. I don't see anything that talks about equal to anything in C, so I'm not sure.
That's what's uploaded, it's what's uploaded and it's on the meeting packet for today. So it sounds like we might have a couple versions of it floating around. I want to make sure we're all voting on the correct version.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's, I'll take a look. Yeah.
So it sounds like we might need to support the continuation to the next meeting.
But I am still welcoming discussion.
That's my only comment tonight, Mr. President.
No, I mean, I think they might have just
I understand what Councilman Cole's saying, it's not uploaded, but the copy we have, the printed copy, we can pass this copy to all the council members. And this is what, basically what it is. Like, it's worded lengthy, but it's basically 30% off the market price of the house. So that's basic, what it is. I mean, I think it's too many words in there, but it's 30% off the market price of the house. And they gave an example. If a house is $500,000, 30% off that market price would be $150,000. That's what a house would sell. Those are any houses going forward from today. So I think this legislation is, once again, it's a council decision, but 2052, the issues that we had with it last week was paragraph C, and we worked that out to where it's supposed to be, and then Councilmember Clark had some suggestions, and, and any council member is welcome to write suggestions in the legislation. But however, it's, if the council doesn't approve the recommendations that Councilman Clark put in her submitted tonight, then the council have an option to say yes or no to those things, and we go on back to the ordinance 2052 and vote on that tonight. That's my recommendation, Council President.
Well, from the comments made tonight so far from the council, there doesn't seem to be a consensus to move to vote on it tonight. So I don't think we'll be voting on it tonight. And that's my position on that. We'll move to the January 12th meeting.
I just want to add one thing. It's not really about the consensus. It's like when you get to the second public hearing, it's either yes or no vote. But, if the council wants to table it, the council can table it for the next hearing, but it's not,
I'm deciding as president to move it to the January 12th meeting. All right, any discussion? All right.
Yeah, Mr.
President.
President, with the council rules, we do need to take a vote tonight, one way or the other.
May I make a
So I would
motion?
like to move that we table this until the regular January meeting on
All right. Is it-
January the 12th.
And do I have a second?
I would like to second President Smith.
All right, thank you, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Cole,
Yes.
Councilwoman Clark,
Yes.
Councilman Mills,
Yes.
Councilman Simmons,
Yes.
President Smith.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right. I will close the public hearing on this, which I should have done at 6:49 PM. Moving on to the next agenda item is the second public hearing with possible action on resolution number 12-2025, a resolution of the Mayor and City Council of Laurel, Maryland, to alter the membership of the City of Laurel Juneteenth Freedom Day Celebration Planning Executive Committee. As a presenter, we have the Chief of Staff to the Mayor, Ms. Crystal Hypolite. You have the floor.
Good evening, Mayor and members of the City Council. Before you is Resolution Number 1225, which is an amendment to the Juneteenth Freedom Day Celebration Committee. The first amendment addresses the number of committee members. The committee will be reduced from 12 to 7 members, and this change will allow the committee to have a quorum and conduct committee business. The second amendment is clarification language of the budget section. It reads, "The mayor shall determine and allocate the funding amounts for the committee. The executive committee shall then prepare a budget based on the funds allocated by the mayor, detailing how these funds will be spent. No city funds may be expended or contracts signed by the executive committee without approval of the city administrator or designee." I ask for your favorable support. Thank you.
All right, any comments from the council?
Yes, President Smith.
Councilwoman Clark?
Thank you. Just want to thank you to Ms. Hypolite and also the mayor and administration. Just wanted to provide a little bit of background on the proposed amendments. Thank you for the mayor's time. I wanted to include and recommended including the budget clarity. I believe that after serving on the committee, that it would be helpful for any member, new or established, to know upfront what funding is available so they'll know what to work with and also know that they can fundraise independently. This will help them plan appropriately and set realistic expectations for the celebration scope. I also wanted to note that the administration, thank you for agreeing to incorporate 2 additional priorities I raised regarding accessibility requirements that we currently have established, but to communicate that more to the public in regards to ADA compliance, language services, accessible parking, and more. And also increasing the sustainability practices, not limiting to recycling bins, minimizing single-use plastics, et cetera, for event spaces and events. Thank you. We did not include it in the actual legislation because they committed to ensuring these are elevated operationally. So thank you for your time.
All right. Do we have a motion to approve the amendment?
Mr. President, I move that we approve Resolution 12-205 as submitted.
You didn't open the vote.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Just came back. We want to open up the general public hearing at 6:52 p.m. Seeing we have no one signed up to speak, I will close the public hearing at 6:52 p.m. And can I get a motion?
Yes, Mr. President, I move that we pass Resolution 12-2025 as written.
All right, and can I get a second?
I second.
Thank you, Councilwoman Clark. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Simmons?
Yes.
Councilwoman Clark?
Yes.
Councilman Cole?
Yes.
Councilman Mills?
Yes.
President Smith?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right. All right, our next agenda item is a possible adjournment to closed session under the Open Meetings Act, General Provisions, Section 3-305, to consult with counsel to obtain legal advice, and Section 3-305B8 to consult with counsel about pending and potential litigation. The authority for this closed session is contained in the Open Meetings Act, which I just read, and immediately following the closed session, the Mayor and City Council will reconvene the regular meeting before adjournment.
Mr. President, I move that we adjourn to closed session as presented.
Can I get a second?
I second President Smith.
Thank you, Councilwoman Clark. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Cole,
Yes.
Councilwoman Clark,
Yes.
Councilman Mills,
Yes.
Councilman Simmons.
Yes.
President Smith.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Now.
just speak, or am I on camera?
We've got to wait for Laurel TV. Make sure they got us.
All right. Thank you. We just got back. There being no further business to come before the council, this meeting is adjourned.